Okay, today we are going to show how to install a shelf. So we're going to want this one, for a single shelf and pole, we're going to go at 72 inches. And all of our material is going to be below this. So probably don't need a mark in the middle, but it will help you check to see if there's a wave in the floor. So the first thing we want to do is we want to check to see if these walls are square. And it's looking pretty good right here. That's not too bad. This wall right here has actually got a big hole in the back, if you can see that. Our shelves are only going to be about 12 inches long, which is about in here somewhere. So because of this gap, it looks like we're going in a 12-inch area. We're going to be hitting the wall, and there's going to be about an 1/8 gap in the back. So we're going to want to cut a little bit off the front, probably an 1/8. So our measurement here is 82.5. And then the sides, if there's too much space, which there is quite a bit of space right here, we're going to want to find a stud in here, which it's a little hard to hear the stud. Sounds like it's out here, or you can just take it all the way. If you go part of the way, you're going to have to nip the end of the hook. For me, I think it's easier just to go all the way through. Sounds like the stud was right there. It sounds like the stud's right here. We are going to have to find the studs through this other area, when we're nailing. So, and I'm just going to double check the measurement out here where my shelf's going to be. And I was at, what was I at? 82.5. See out here, I'm a little bit shy of 1/2. So that's probably why we're going to want to cut a little bit of an angle on the left side. But usually if it's on the front side, you can probably leave it square. That shelf, as long as this is, will bow in there. So we're going to go ahead and measure the sides here. Because this is so long, I'm just going to go 18 inches, and we're going to go with that on both sides because it will hit a stud. So we'll go 18 inches on the returns. And because of the length of this, there's going to be at least 2 drop down pieces of hook for the shelf brackets.
Okay.
So I've made some marks here where the studs are at. I kind of tapped on the wall to where you can hear the dent sound, or you can get a stud finder to find them. And most of the time, once you find one, you can kind of go 16 inches apart. But for whatever reason on this room, it seems like the layout has changed. But you get over here and got a stud over here, and they're in funny places. So we shifted things a bit, and then same thing on the sides. We put some marks where our studs are. So we're going to go cut right now and get these things cut so we can install this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mark this and cut it 82.5. Get that over here, get it cut off. You can use a chop saw, skill saw. This is going to give you a better cut. Okay, so let me set that one aside. Cut my back piece of hook. $82.5. Cut my returns. We decided 18 inches on that's going to hit the studs. So and because we didn't go wall to wall on this, this has got a round edge on it. I put these two round edges face to face. I'm gonna nip the corner so that it looks better, because it's gonna just be floating out there by itself. Only about maybe, 5/8 of an inch to 3/4, so that we got that little nip right there, so it looks nice. And then now we need to make our drop downs, which are for our brackets. Those usually are 7 inches covers it. So I'm going to cut 2 of those at 7. Nip the corners on these, similar to what we just did on the other piece. Do a little, maybe little 1/2 inch nip there. Line them up. Do your 1/2 inch nip, so that it looks nice. We are using our 16 gauge gun. We're going to put our top mark up here. It's a little bit long, but I'm going to go ahead and bow it in here. Makes it tighter. So we want to make sure we're on both of our marks. I'm on that mark. Looks like we're good here. Apparently I missed on that one, so we're going to try again. There we go. Normally it should be every 16 inches on the studs. So we're going to go with that and see if it works. It seems to be hitting. There we go. I want to do our side pieces. I'll line that up nice and flush in the corner. Like 3 nails on that. Good. 3 nails out here. Those didn't hit for some reason. Try to see. There we go. 3 nails. We want to make sure, like we got 16 inches where that mark's at. And you may want to put a level on these to make sure they're level on the sides, like a torpedo level, or go by your marks that you have. And we're going to go ahead and put this shelf up here. It's a little snug, so we're going to bend it in there. Looks pretty nice right there. These are going to go on your studs, usually somewhere that's kind of work well for spacing, for your brackets. I missed on that one. That nice and solid. Looks like this is going to be our next best bet. So we're going to put them right there. And then nail this shelf off. You only have 1/2 inch. You don't want to get it too close to the back, otherwise you're not hitting anything. So when you nail it, you want to make sure everything hit somewhere, so we're good there. So putting your pole brackets in, you're going to want to set this up here, make sure it's all the way out in the right position, like there's a block back here. Make a circle so you know where it's going to be. Same thing over here. Just like that. And you're going to put your rosettes on. You're going to center it on that. So you want to just, center it up here. I'm going to do the same over here, center it up. You want this to be up like that. And we're going to go ahead and put these brackets on here. You want to center it on your block like that. You're going to put one of the smaller screws that are not going to go through the shelf on the front side. You want to make sure it's all the way out. Yeah, put one of your longer screws on the bottom here. Okay. Do the same thing with the other bracket. There we go, and then we're going to measure our pole and cut our pole. So on this pole, you could have actually cut it with all the other stuff once you figure out how thick all of your hook is and everything. We are 80.5 plus, half strong. So we could have added up the two side pieces and the thickness of this on each side and probably came up with our pole measurement. So let's go out and cut our pole. And there we go. On the finished stage, when we do hardwares, usually we'll come back and run a screw in here. Just gives a little extra strength for the shelf and the pole area.